Hi everyone, it's Farah from the Crochet Fix. What we're looking at achieving today is the third round of the Tumbling Blocks Get Square variant 1 blanket. Now apparently this round's a little bit tricky, so try and work through it fairly slowly. So I've completed round 2, and what we now need to do is slip stitch up the rightmost 3 chain of that block from the previous round. So I'm just going to go 1, 2 slip stitches like that, and then 3 chain 1, 2, 3. Now to start this pattern this round, we've got to then reverse the work, and what I now need to do is over this corner block here, the leftmost edge where there's that loop, I actually have to work a tumbling block over that loop there. So I've done my 3 chain, then we always need to do a 3 chain to stand for the tumbling block for the first stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Now, obviously with the tumbling blocks you can do 2 DCs instead of 3. I've just done 3 there. Blanket has a lighter, softer, more airy feel. If you're doing 2 DCs rather than 3, and probably with 10 ply or higher plies, it probably would be preferable just to do the 2. So now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the first DC from the previous round. So I'm skipping that, the top of the 3 chain. So I've just slip stitched, and I'm going to work 1, 2, 3 chains. And I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the last DC from the previous round in that first corner block there, and I'm going to slip stitch 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, make 4 chains. Just going to reverse my work now, and just to make it a little bit easier to slip stitch into the same stitch that the 3 chain originated from that we made previously. So slip stitch into there, like that. Alright, now to actually make the block we need to increase the height again by doing 3 chains. I'm just going to turn my work again. Now, see the double loop we've made previously? We're actually going to work the whole entire block, corner block, over those 2 loops. So we've made our 3 chain. Now what we're going to do is work 1, 2, 3, and 4 double crochets like that. You can just spread them out evenly over the loop. If you prefer, you can do 3 chain in both directions, so you'll have a loop that's made out of 2 lots of 3 chain rather than 1 lot of 3 chain and 1 lot of 4 chain. If you want to make it a little bit tighter, it's entirely up to you. 1, 2, 3 chains, and then I'm just going to slip stitch into the stitch that the 4 chain that we made before originated from. That's the last DC of the block from the previous round. Alright, so now we have our first loopy corner made. I've called it a loopy corner because it's actually made over a loop. It just sort of adds to the texture of the blanket, and I personally think it's a bit more effective than the other variant. It also keeps the blanket nice and square, I've found, for this particular variant. I haven't had to block either blanket that I actually made of this variant at all, which was pretty handy. Of course you probably would get a better result if you did, but it's nice and square right off from completing the work. Okay, so just to show you one more tumbling block, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Obviously I'm working over the 3 chain that's on the edge of that corner from the previous round, the left hand corner. 1, 2 and 3, like so. Then I have another tumbling block, and to join that I skip the top of the 3 chain, skip that stitch, and instead I go into the first DC of the next corner, slip stitch into that, and then I can start the process on the loopy corner again by doing 3 chain, slip stitching into the last DC of the corner from the previous round, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. Turn my work to make it easier for me to slip stitch back in to the same stitch that the 3 chain we made before originated from. And again, you can see now I have a loop there that I can work my loopy corner over. 1, 2, 3 chain. Turn my work again. And now I'm going to work 4 DCs over that double loop that I've got. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and just spread out the DCs over that double loop. Then after that I can 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and to finish off the corner we obviously have to return down to the same level that we started the corner. So now what we do is slip stitch into the top of the last DC from the previous round, or where we did the chain 4 from, so slip stitch into there, and we have another corner made. So at the moment we've got 2 loopy corners and a tumbling block, so we just continue around in the same manner to complete that round. When we come back to the first loopy corner that we made, so we've made a when we come back to the first tumbling block that we made, my corrections, we will have made a corner here, and when we do our 3 chain from our corner and we slip stitch into the last DC of that corner, what you can do is just slip stitch into the base of this tumbling block here to complete the round. Well, I hope that's helped a little bit. If you have any questions remaining, or you'd like me to demonstrate any other rounds, please let me know and I'm happy to help. Alright, have a good evening. Bye.